It's crazy, man. It's the first official project, like, of a bunch of songs put together to tell one big story. I think it's I'm happy that, like, well, I never really thought I could do that. So I think sitting here now, knowing that it's out, makes me happy. It's cool, man. I think definitely learned a lot of lessons just making the music and trying to piece things together. I learned a lot of things in regards to like songwriting and production and all that stuff. But I think in terms of for myself, I realized that like, hey, you can do a big project. I don't know, it was weird when I guess like I'm still starting out, right? But I never really saw myself putting together a whole ass project right away, you know? So it was cool to see that like, hey, you can do more than what you think, you know? You just gotta put the time in. So I guess the whole EP is about the story of, or the cycle of love and heartbreak. And I wanted to kind of tell it in a way where it would, at least in my experience and all the relationships that I've been in, I found that I'd often think about them when I was dreaming or when I was lying down, you know, daydreaming type shit. So I thought it'd be cool to like kind of weave in and out of a dream state for the project. So in the songs, like you can kind of get a sense, like there's like some ethereal or like not environmental sounds, but I tried to have different dream-esque sounds and different and nostalgic sounds to kind of add to the whole piece. But starting off with Stuck, the song is pretty much self-explanatory. It's basically about, well, when I wrote it was like just like reliving my experiences, but I guess the person, you know, just being stuck on a past relationship with someone that they had, and you're always like, you know, that feeling when you're always thinking about them, and I guess like moving forward, or like, and then it starts off as like he's in the dream, but then he wakes up and then he's like in reality, but he knows that he's thinking about, or that person knows that they're thinking about or that they're stuck on that relationship. But move into the next part, essentially 8 p.m. was like, or how I wanted it to be envisioned was, it's like a dream. So it was like very nostalgic. There was like tape delay type, you know, like it's like you're watching an old video, but it's like in your brain. And basically it was of the relationship when it first started, you know, of that, yeah. Which I thought was pretty cool. And in that song, you know, it describes, I guess, how I saw it was just like, yeah, just like the feeling that you get when you first start, or like, it's like the, not honeymoon phase, but, well, yeah, it's like the honeymoon phase of falling in love for the first time, or catching feelings with someone that you, like, you're experimenting with, or you're looking to, you know, be in love with it. Julles is so dope. She's super dope. I found her through Spotify, what's it called? Spotify has an algorithm where they show you all the related artists, or artists that your fans listen to. So they listen to you, but they also listen to whatever, or X or blank artist, whatever. And I saw her name. I was like, oh, let's listen to her music. And holy, she only had one song out at the time, but her voice is like, it's like gold. I don't know. It's like leaves blowing in the wind. It's like a perfectly cooked pancake with butter on top, and you just put a little bit of syrup and there's some blueberries. It's so good, and I was just like mind blown. So I was like, yo, I have to fucking collab with her. I think that would be really dope. And then I messaged her on Instagram, and we had some mutuals. And yeah, she came through, we jammed, made some cool music, and yeah. Moving forward from there, transition to the next scene. It's kind of like, I guess, a flashback to reality. And it's kind of like one of the big points in Shine, and Shine is the next track, where basically you're alone again, and you're there with your thoughts, and depression kicks in, sadness and loneliness, but I guess like it's almost melancholy in the beginning, but how I wanted it to be was basically, I wanted to kind of not shift the narrative, but I wanted to kind of make it a point where things will get better over time, and you have to shine bright, meaning you have to find the love within yourself, you have to find the energy within yourself, you know, to get through things and get better, and even to love someone else, you know, you need to love yourself first. So yeah, I think that was like a really big message of the EP even. Mike is super dope, and he's such a talented musician as well. Like, I actually met him because I went to take guitar lessons for the first time in 2019 at Long and McQuaid when I used to live back in Brampton. And of all people, it had to be Mike, and he showed me so much shit in the 3 lessons that I had. The few lessons that I had, and like when in between lessons, when he'd teach me, he'd be like, oh, you could go here, or you can go here, or whatever. I was like, bro, I need to have you on a fucking track, like today. Like, I need to have you like on something or whatever, just come through and jam. And he's like, yeah, dude, I'm down. I've been trying to do, like, that's why I'm doing this shit, so I can connect with other people and stuff. So I'm like, all right, bet. So, and then from there, you know, there it is. It's just organic shit, you know, you just vibe with people, you make music together, and if it works, it works. But with him, it fucking works. Just focus, he's in the game. Look how focused he is. He's in his room. Shqdel with the camera. From there, I guess that was like a climax, and then it kind of comes down. It's a little bit more chill, going into dream state, right? Going into dream state, the song, which is basically a dream as well, but it's kind of like similar to Stuck. However, I wanted it to be like changed in a way where the narrative of that was that, okay, yeah, we were in a relationship, shit happened, but that being said, instead of being all bummy and stuck about it, I'ma just be happy for the times that we had and reminisce, or just like, you know, just be appreciative of that. And I mean, that's life, you know, you meet people, they go away or whatever, but all you can really do is, you know, just be happy that it happened, you know? Yo, try doing only the, or like doing that, but then not playing the third chord, leaving it open. Yeah. Because the other ones sound okay. It's just that's weird. Let me just show him. Bryan is such a huge inspiration to me, and it's crazy that I get to call him my fucking homie, my bro. You know, he's such a talented musician, but an even better friend. And honestly, he fucking inspires me to make music all the time. I mean, he'll send me beat upon beat, idea upon idea. And whenever we jam, it's just like we can sit in a room with no lights and fucking grind it out for like hours. And then we look outside and it's dark. And like it feels like 1 minute, you know? Just I think with him, it opened me up to like collaborating with other like musicians to make music and stuff, you know? And there's like, you'll get people where you'll try to work with them, but it just doesn't work. But with Bryan, I never felt that. It was always just like, right from the get-go, it was like, all right, let's make some crazy shit. But I think it's also because I used to be on a hockey team with him when I was younger, so. And his dad was the coach, so that was pretty cool. But I guess we built some team bonding or something, I don't know. But it's so crazy how life works. I didn't even know he fucking played piano, first of all. But man, when I seen him on Instagram, shout out to Instagram, man. It really connects everyone. But as long as you use it safely and you use it in, you know, in a balanced lifestyle, I guess. But I heard him play his music, or he was playing piano. And I was like, dude, like we gotta fucking do something. It's the same as every other story, but basically like that was the first, and it's been life-changing ever since. So
I keep changing the.
Why don't you record it and then just see what happens? That way you can reference it.
You're right.
Okay, quiet on set. From there, I guess, goes into the final piece, which is Soleil, which is cool because shine, Soleil, you know, the sun. I thought that was kind of cool. But also, I mean, like in the story-wise, you could look at it as someone finding a new love, or finding that love within yourself, or whatever, a newfound love within yourself. So Soleil, I guess the idea or the name of it was there's a bunch of reasons or a bunch of variables that kind of ended up turning into what it is. But the idea of it, or the name of it, came from this crush on a girl that I had. But on top of that, basically, shqdel told me this story about the special person in her life that made her feel really warm, like the sun hitting your skin, and you just feel nourished and warm, you know? So I was like, I'm gonna try to build something off that. We put it out in December. I was in Mexico for a wedding, and that was pretty dope. And I remember looking at my phone and I was like, holy shit, there's a lot of people listening to this. I was like, where'd this come from? Because we didn't make it on the list, on the editorial playlist. But I think it was because of an influencer that had put my music on her page. I don't remember which one it was, on TikTok or something, but it ended up being like gathering some attention, so people were starting to listen to it more. And then from there, it started to build a lot of views, which is pretty dope, a lot of exposure. I met shqdel through, so going back like, I think it was 2018 or 2019, I made a cover on Instagram, and then I ran an ad on it, and basically she saw that ad and then she followed me because she's like, yo, I love your singing or whatever. And then I checked her page out and she also sang. I was like, yo, your voice is dope. It's like how any, like, it's the same as Julles, honestly. It's like if you genuinely fuck with other people and their art and their music and their singing and their talent or whatever, you gotta show love. And we both mutually showed love, and then we're like, yo, let's fucking jam, let's make something happen. And she took the train from Scarborough all the way to Mississauga. She's never met us before. She's never met any of us, Mark or I or Bryan. She missioned all the way to for like 2 hours, or an hour and a half, 2 hours. And it's like, when we met her, it was like a lost sibling, where it just picks right up, you know, like a best friend you didn't even know you had, you know. We clicked just like that, and you know, from there, just started making more music, jamming, growing up. I don't know. Yeah, just fucking being homies. I think the one thing for me is like when it's organic, when you meet people organically, or when you collab organically, it's like you have to know the person and you have to spend time getting to know them and their style and their, you know, how they move, I guess, you know. It's definitely a life experience. You learn a lot, that's for sure. You learn a lot about yourself and you become a lot more self-aware. Well, if you're looking to get better, obviously. I mean, like, but that being said, I want to push that. I want people to become more self-aware, so that way we can make a better world. I don't know. That sounds so silly, but not really at the same time. You know, just got to be a good example. And I think the one thing for me, looking back on my own experiences, this is like therapy. It's funny. Just looking back on my old self, you know, during the moment, you know, there were a lot of things for me that I wish, or a lot of lessons that I learned the hard way, and a lot of things that I wish someone had kind of guided me through. So if I can pass that on in my own way, through my own creative outlets, I think that would be pretty cool. I'm super happy with how the EP turned out, and you know, like, the fans been fucking with it. So I mean, I'm just happy that it's out, honestly, and I'm happy that that I'm able to get my message across to the people. And it's nice to see that, you know, like, the fans are, you know, they genuinely feel the music that I put out. So yeah, it's good. Honestly, I'm just fucking, I say it a million times, but I really mean it more and more as time passes, is that I'm so thankful that I have this group of people that are like, yo, I like your music, you know? I don't know, like I said, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, making music in my basement, I never really thought like 1 million people would hear it or anything like that, or whatever, even like 10 people, you know? So I'm like, fuck, like, this is actually nuts, like, that there's people out living on the other side of the planet that are listening to the music, and it blows my mind, and it makes me feel like I have, not to sound depressing or anything, it's like I have a reason to be on earth, you know? I have a life reason, and I want to continue to make music for those people, and I want to continue to make, you know, people feel good. So that's how I do it.
Do you remember pictures of we took on your little white Polaroid? That summer evening I'll never forget. All of the things I wish I said, like how you made me feel like I'm in a dream state. What's going on, guys? It's Eric. Thank you for sticking around to this part of the video. I just want to let y'all know that the merch is ending on the end of March, so we're doing a 15% sale across the whole store. And if you pre-saved Dream State, check your email, because we're gonna send you a super big discount. So peace and love. Make sure you'll grab your sweaters before they're gone. Otherwise, see you later.